What would you say is a key thing that running does for you, Hannah?
For my mental health, to get out and just be free and just put my music on and run for miles or, just for as long as I can. Because a lot of people, it's just exercise. Oh, everybody does it. Oh, I don't want to go to run. Oh, I don't want to go for a walk. I don't want to go to the gym. Everyone does it. But as soon as you've done it, your endorphins in your body, they feel happier. You are so much more positive for the rest of the day. And you just get lost in your thoughts. No one's looking at you running. No one cares thinking, go on, girl. I know when I see people running, I'm like, yes, go on, lad. Off you go, do you run? And you know what? A lot of people are like, yeah, but I'm scared what people think of me. I don't care. I think, if anybody's seen the episode of Friends where Phoebe runs quite funny and Rachel runs up, just get out there. If that's the kind of person you are, people aren't looking at you for that. They're thinking, good on you.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Slimming Stories. I'm your host, Claire Oldham West. If you haven't yet listened to last week's episode of Hannah's Slimming Story, just pop this episode on pause and go and take a listen. And Hannah is a great inspirational speaker, and I know that you will want to hear part 1 before you listen to today's episode, which is part 2. Just to give some trigger warnings, we do touch on some real mental health topics, and if maybe you're feeling a bit delicate, then this may not be the episode for you. I do want to say that, again, I love the fact that guests come on and to be honest about their slimming journey. And in this episode, Hannah goes into detail about the weight loss surgery that she's looking to have, and also about trolls. Not really covered that, have we? So trolls on social media, and she gives an insight of what it's like to be on social media, showing up as yourself, putting it all out there to inspire and help other slimmers, but having the backlash from online trolls. People like Anna that are so brave and so, warm and lovely on social media, having this unwanted attention is just grim. So please go and send her your love and support on social media by giving a follow and just, sharing your story with her. And this is what she talks about too, about loving the fact that she's able to support and help other people along with their weight loss journey. So here's introducing Anna to her part 2 of her slimming story. Enjoy. Thinking about you going to Disneyland Paris, having lost a big chunk of weight. I mean, what was that like? What was that like for you, knowing that you're going to go there with your daughter and have this fantastic experience, this Disney experience, knowing that you can get on the rides?
Well, I was talking last night to a friend actually, and I've made a bucket list for summer. And the last time I went to Alton Towers, I was at my biggest. And I remember walking down with my mate. Yeah, let's go on air. Because I love rides. I do. I think, being able to go to Florida, much being younger, going on all the fast rides, it's been amazing. And I got there and I sat on it, and the harness didn't come down. So on air, you have like a harness and then one that comes over your lap. And the man was pushing it, and he was pushing it, and he was pushing it to try and get it. But obviously, because I was so big, there was not a chance. And by this, I was thinking about 19 stone, 19, 20 stone. So I wasn't like, I don't know, at my biggest, really. I was big. Yeah, it's probably about 10 years now since I last went. But I remember having to come off and doing the walk of shame. Oh. And then I never went to a theme park ever again. I did, but I was the bag carrier. I'd carry the bag or look after the kids or go on the log because I know I can get on there, or the rapids because there's no, safety harness on there. But it was so embarrassing. And when I went to Disney, even me and my sister were at the point of, am I gonna fit on these rides? And I sat down on one of them, and before I got on, I sat in the chair and I said to Mum, I said, am I going to fit? And he went, yeah. And literally went and clicked me in. I was like, and that was the realization. She was like, I do fit. Oh my God, I do fit. And it wasn't uncomfortable. I enjoyed every single ride that I went on with Isabel. And you know what? She loved it. We went to Skegness last year for a quick break because obviously nobody could go on holiday last year. And we went on these rides in Inglemells, and just to hear her laughing her head off all those years that I've missed going on with her, And she loved it, absolutely loved it. And I love it because I love rides like that. So when we did go to Disney, it was, because I'd lost 7 stone by then, it was amazing to be able to do everything that I wanted to do there.
And what a turnaround from having those feelings that you couldn't step up as a mum and you was a rubbish mum to laughing your head off with your daughter on these rides. That in itself is magical. You don't need Disney, do you, to know that in itself is truly a magical experience for you and your daughter. And how has your confidence grown since losing the weight with being a mum and stepping up and feeling that you're now able to do the job?
Yeah, so basically, she is my biggest cheerleader going. She'll always say to me, Mummy, you look beautiful today. Or, Mummy, and she said to me Easter weekend, Mummy, you don't need makeup because you're beautiful with it. And I was like, oh. But, when I've been sad, like last year in lockdown, I think everybody's mental health sort of went down and everybody didn't feel like good and stuff. And even though I'd lost 10 stone by this point, I still felt I was massive. I still felt I was fat. And obviously I hated the body that I'd been left with, which is a really totally different story, which people see now. And I was like, I hated it. I'd sit in front of the mirror and I'd go, Mummy's so fat, Mummy's so this, Mummy's so that. And what I was saying is also damaging her. And I needed to stop that straight away because I didn't want her to go, oh, look at my fat tummy, look at this. I didn't want her to have any body confidence issues. But it's her being there by my side. Like when I got to Target, she was by my side. When I went to go and get weighed for the first time at Slimming World, she was by my side every time. And when I bring her home a certificate or a sticker, she's like, yeah, and seeing that has given me confidence because I'm able to do the things that, I can be as a mum. I can stand at the kitchen and I can cook a dinner. Because before I never used to. I used to get her a McDonald's or a takeaway to have a takeaway with me because I couldn't stand long enough to cook her a dinner. And she's, she eats healthy as well. She has like today after I've done this, she's having pancakes, but I'm not. But she does eat healthy. Her appetite has now changed. She eats a lot. Like she's willing to try more things because obviously I am, and it's a great feeling knowing that I'm being a better parent than I was 3 years ago. So.
There's a transformation here of your behaviour and your thoughts, I guess, above the weight loss and your health journey. I mean, it's an incredible story to tell, and I do love your whole ethos around body positivity. If anybody's listening to this episode that in particular struggles with that, and it's important to say as well, you don't have to have 10 stone to lose or 1 stone to lose to struggle with body positivity and being in that mindset where you feel like you're having to compare yourself all the time. You're not really looking at photos, you're not seeing the filters where you feel that your skin looks different or the texture of your skin, and then there you are showing up filter free.
There's one quote that I always live by, and a lot of people need to start realizing it, and it is, I will not compare myself to other people on Instagram. So do not look at Kim Kardashian, do not look at Victoria Beckham, because they have money to spend on these things. But why do they have money to spend on these things? To change so basically they have money, and if they want to change something of their, like the persona, basically like Botox, they obviously don't like what they see in the mirror, and that is fine for them to have that. They have the money, let them spend the money. But if you are like me, I don't have the money. Like I've never ever shied away from the fact that I'm going to have my skin removed on my stomach, and it's not because I hate it. There was a time where I hated it. I wanted to get a knife to it. And my dad said, you do realise when you do that, you will die. And at the time, I didn't care. I was like, I just wanted it off.
Oh, goodness.
But the more I realised that bearing all to other people, I don't do it. And I say all the time, I do not do my page for the thousands of followers to get like thousands, and everyone's like, you'll get a blue tick soon. I don't want a blue tick. I do not want anything like that. I do what I do because there is too much in this world that we live in Well, we have to be a specific type of person. So in social media, if you go out, if you're a celebrity, you go out without makeup, wow, you're going to get hampered for that. But why can't that person just be a normal person? You know, they're struggling with their life as it is. And obviously recently, and it might be a trigger point to some listeners, and I am, you know, very sorry, but obviously Nikki Graham passed away of anorexia this, you know, last week. And that is because she fought so hard to be this person that everybody wanted her to be. And it's like in being in the public eye, you have to be this certain type of person. And it's the same when you go and date. Like for me, I feel like when you're dating somebody wants you to look like a supermodel. Well, guess what, mate? We aren't supermodels. We all come in different shapes and sizes. And it was the reality of last lockdown. And I was standing in front of the mirror, and I bent over, which is really weird, to look at the stomach. And I put my phone on the floor and set it on timer to see what I looked like. And I was like, you know what? There's not enough self-love Sundays. Like, I didn't invent self-love Sundays, but I felt that it was sort of like June time last year where I needed to bear what I've got and show everybody the reality of a dramatic weight loss. Now, there is some people that I follow who I've become like really, really close friends. Obviously, we spoke about Ross, and we spoke about him earlier, and, you know, he's amazing. He's got 11 stone, but he hasn't got enough, like, that skin like I have, but that's because he's different. And the same with other friends that I follow. They've been really, really big and they've hardly got any skin. I'm different. Like, we're all different people. We're all different individuals. It doesn't matter if we have a bit of skin. Like, we can pinch it with our like your elbow skin. It doesn't matter if you've got that tiny little bit of skin. It's the point of, I'm not being scared anymore. They're like the lyrics of, I'm not scared to be seen. This is who I'm meant to be. This is me. From this me, like from Great Showman. This is me. I am a normal person. I'm a mum. And yes, I have lost 13 stone. And this is the body I've been left with. And I haven't got £15,000 growing on a money tree outside in my garden to have my surgery, which obviously I'm having it because obviously it's hurting my knees, it's hurting my back, it's hurting my hips. I'm getting infections every day on it. And, you know, I have to wear sticky implants, pants, tights and leggings when I go running to put it all in, to stop it bouncing around, which to me, I love the feeling. It's like a little jiggling, but obviously it's not great when you're running. Unfortunately, until I get that money together, I'm just going to have to love what I've got. And I want to just tell everybody that it is okay to look the way that you do. And the more men and women put it out there on social media, the better the place will be for our children and their future. Because it's about acceptance. You need to be accepted for who you are. Like, my family don't love me because I've, I've lost a lot of weight. They do love me because I'm still here and, stuff like that. But they also they're not scared of my skin. They don't think any less of me. They don't think, I look hideous. They think I'm very brave. Everybody says you're brave for doing that, because, you are, my profile's open and I am, subject to trolls. It's happened before. But at the end of the day, if I to make a difference to one person on my Instagram page, because I do get loads of messages from women, and this is what makes me really sad. I don't get naked in front of my husband because I don't like the way that I look. Then I'll say to him, yeah, but he loves you for you. So it doesn't matter. He's still with you. And then they'll message me back a few weeks later and say, I got dressed in front of my husband naked, and it's because I see a picture on Instagram. And that, to me, is so much more, it's so much more having that one person say stuff like that. And it's really sad that it has come to a place where you have to look a certain time. I stopped using filters in February this year, and it was a massive thing because I always covered my face with filters because I hated my face and the way that it looked. And I did a video and where I had a filter on, and then the filter came off, and everybody says, we prefer you without a filter.
There you are.
Without a filter. And I was like, oh my God. And I haven't used the filter since February. And I think for me, for using filters all the time, because used to have a filter to hide when I was at my biggest, and it never It didn't work really, did it? It just filter.
But talking about the skin and how you show up on Instagram, why not just do, Hannah, a just giving page? You need to realise the gift that you're giving to people, like the lady that couldn't get dressed in front of her husband, like the people that are showing up and can see that, you're being you without your filters. Why not set up a just giving page? I would happily donate to that because, look at what you're doing. You've got this light and it's shining quite bright at the moment. The spotlight's on you. And I'm sure people would love to offer something, because it's not that you're wanting something really superficial. Like you said, you've got this problem around your stomach and the infections. I'm aware of that. I've had other guests talk about that too. Why not just set up a just giving page? Will you do that for me, Hannah? Please, just do that and see where we go.
I've already done. I set it up last year in June, but the reason why it has got £3,000 in it, which is absolutely amazing from people. But the reason why I took it down, and I shouldn't have, because I am learning the things of Instagram. So a couple of weeks ago, I was trolled big time, and a lot of Slimming Worlders are trolled on a forum that is absolutely disgusting. You can't appeal it. They will not listen to you. And one of them has said, oh yeah, look at her, the begging beep has got a GoFundMe page, another GoFundMe page, because obviously there was another Slimming Worlder who did get quite a lot of money in the past, and lots of rumours went around about that, and that's why they've now pinpointed me. There's quite a few of us that have a just giving page to try and get our skin removed. So I removed it from my page, and I've now let them win for doing that.
Well, you haven't. I would say you haven't let them win. You interjected that action, but you can put it back. This is the thing with trolls. At the end of the day, it could be, a 10-year-old child sending these messages. Trolls work on clickbait. They'll say something like really outrageous. They'll bring the lie, but all they are is, I guess, like this really. I think it's really sad, actually. If you see somebody that's achieving, that's successful, you're not doing anything wrong. It's from the heart. It's genuine. And what I'm saying to you, Anna, is do not let them trolls keep you down. You've stood up for body positivity. You've stood up to say, look, this is my skin. I'm taking off the filters. This is the next message that you need to get out. And it's not that you're standing up to trolls, because there'll be other people out there that may have been bullied. And, you've come so far. You've come so far in terms of your confidence, of like stepping into this new self. What about the new self really being fearless and saying, trolls, do your worst, I'm coming back?
Yeah. Well, that's what we've all been trying. There's like a massive group of us that are all really close friends. We are really, really close, and we've got a Zoom party at the weekend. We're cool like that. We can't do anything else. But yeah, we've all been a subject to it. And on Sunday, someone actually reported one of my pictures, and it got took down. One of my self-love Sundays. So basically, I was stood on the bed, hands over my boobs, nothing out of the ordinary, like the one that I posted last week with 2 Easter eggs, but it got took down. And that is because the trolls do not like it. And I ranted and raved about it, and I was like, I've had enough of stuff like that. But that's me giving them ammunition, so I took it down again because I was like, I'm not giving them the ammunition for it. But it's like I've worked my butt off to get to where I am today. Unfortunately, I can't just have that money to hand to have the operation. The NHS will not help me unless your BMI is 27, which I get it. It's cosmetic surgery. It's a massive operation, and my doctor is trying to fight it, but it keeps coming back saying no. And my friend, she's at the same, but her BMI is literally just above 27, and they keep saying no to her. But yeah, I have got a GoFundMe page. I won't let the trolls in, because at the end of the day, it's my journey. And if people want to see me happy, I am happy now, but they want to see like the next step, the new life that I'll get. I've got a new life now, but I'll have an even newer life. once my stomach's come off, the infections will go. I won't have to wear so many pants every night. And like the other night, I said, I rolled over and I trapped my skin under my, I know we all do it, like we rolled over, we trapped that, and it really, really hurt. And, you know, I just want the new life to begin.
What even is a troll? I've heard this so many times with guests that I've had on, and there was one guy, and I can't remember his name, that somebody told me about, that he actually, he came off social media. You know what I think? This is my opinion.
Yeah.
I think, you know, in your highlights, you should put a troll message, so that every time you get a message from a troll, you'll just put a simple message, please see my reply to you in the highlights, and don't give it energy, because what they want is a reaction.
Definitely
a reaction. And I no doubt that as soon as a troll gets onto one of your posts, your community will flock in anyway, like boot them out.
They went down on it, and like, because it's been about 2 weeks now since I went on the forum and to see what they wrote on me. So all the willpower it took me to lose weight, it took me all the willpower not to go on there now and see what they say about me. But you type in anybody, anyone that has been successful on a weight loss journey, they are guaranteed to be on there, because they do not like the way that we look or the way that successful, you know, how successful we've been. And another girl, she commented on, like, she'd seen it, what they wrote about her. Then she put something in her stories. And then as soon as she put it in her stories, bang, it was on the forum, because they're watching to see the reactions. That's why I don't give them a reaction. Yeah. I will not give a reaction, because I'm not wasting my time.
Exactly.
Yes, like, it didn't hurt me seeing what they were putting about me until they put one post, and I was like, I just had enough. Stop picking on me. And like, Ross rang me and he was like, stop it, stop going on there. You know, and it was like, you don't need these people. The people that look at are the ones that ring you every day, the ones that message you every day. And obviously, when I put up about Sunday, when the trolls had took my post down, someone reported it for nudity. One negative, there were thousands of positives.
I don't understand that on Instagram. How can they report that for nudity? It's crazy.
I did do a post on the stories. I was like, so there was a woman like that. She's got her boobs out and she's just got like two little lights covering her nipples. And I was like, that's acceptable. And then there was another girl on the beach like that. I was like, that's acceptable. But what I was doing, standing on my bed, because I've got extra skin and you don't want to see that.
Yeah.
It got put down.
Oh my goodness. You should get one of those, you know, like bodysuits, those skin coloured, and post again with the Easter eggs. That's what I would do. Come back, Queen, honestly. Take a bite. Honestly, it's just crazy. I genuinely feel sorry for somebody. If you've got to put that much energy into hating people, and to be honest, I don't feel that the people that have set up this site are hateful. It's probably they just want the kudos and whatever goes with having like a big site. It's very much clickbait, isn't it?
It makes me really sad, because like Caroline Flat, all that, like last year and stuff like that. And these are probably the people that are spreading, be kind, love each other on their Instagram, Facebooks, and then they'll do what they're doing on this forum.
Exactly.
So I don't fuel the fire. I don't, you know, I just ignore it. I just ignore what has been said to me. And people will send it me. I say, please don't send it me. Or they'll say, I haven't seen what I said, don't send it me. I don't want to know. Any celebrity, you'll come up. Anybody that they do not like, thousands, millions of people on there.
So for anybody listening, Hannah, that would like to donate to your Just Giving page, would you like to give your Instagram handle?
Yeah, so my Instagram handle is Funny Mummy Does Slimming World, and there'll be a little like web. It'll say LinkedIn. That's whatever, and you click on that and it'll come up.
You know, we can't shrink ourselves to make other people feel big. We just need to really recognise when somebody has got that negativity and the relishing in it, and then just step away and observe. It's all about observing and then making decisions based on that. And I don't want to push you to put your Just Giving page up.
It needs to be. I can't let them win.
If you've already got £3,000 in that, then that to me says that people believe in you, that people, you know, they recognise your worth. People believe in you to get that back up and running. And talking about running, Hannah, you know, you spoke about your jogging pants you have to wear, your sucking in pants, all those things that you have to get into place. What would you say is a key thing that running does for you, Hannah?
For my mental health, to get out and just be free and just put my music on and run for miles, or, you know, just for as long as I can. Because a lot of people say, oh, it's just exercise. Oh, everybody does it. Oh, I don't want to go to run. Oh, I don't want to go for a walk. I don't want to go to the gym. Everyone does it. But as soon as you've done it, your endorphins in your body, they feel happier. You are so much more positive for the rest of the day. And you just get lost in your thoughts. No one's looking at you running. No one cares if you go on, girl. I know when I see people running, I'm like, yes, go on, lad. Off you go for your run. You know, and you know what? A lot of people are, yeah, but I'm scared what people think of me. I don't care. I think, you know, if anybody's seen the episode of Friends where Phoebe runs quite funny, Rachel runs like, you know, just get out there. If that's the kind of person you are, people aren't looking at you for that. They're thinking, good on you. Good on you for getting out and doing it, because it is good for your mental health. And it is, obviously, I don't do it. I say to everyone, I don't do it for the exercise to lose weight. I do it for my mental health, because it makes me feel so much better.
Brilliant. And to anybody that's listening, although they've heard the story about the running and the mindset, if they are struggling just to get started, what piece of advice can you offer?
So for anybody that wants to get started, take each day. My massive like thing is treat each day as day one. Every day is day one. Don't treat it, the second day of my diet, third day of my diet, treat each day as day one. Right, it's day one again. Day one again. Obviously change the food up, but do not, because it is really tedious. It's so tedious, like getting started. I know I've been there. It's really, really hard. It's so difficult. Plan your meals. Plan what you're going to be having to eat. When you look at yourself on the scales, right, I'm going to lose a stone. Right? That's great. That's great that you're going to lose a stone. It might be a stone, it might be 10 stone. Do not look at the bigger picture. Take each pound as it comes. Like when I lose 2 pounds, I'm going to buy myself OK magazine. When I lose half a stone, I'm going to buy myself a pair of socks. I'm going to buy myself a bottle of wine when I lose eight pounds. When I get to a stone, I've got to go out for dinner. Set yourself little targets every time, because it makes it more achievable. And there was no chance in hell that I was going to set a 13 stone target. I just didn't. I just wanted to, you know, take each pound that came. And having that smaller step and rewarding myself. I didn't reward with myself with food unless it's like a massive stone award or like 3 stone or whatever. I rewarded myself with, because we're not dogs. We don't need to be treated like and have food, because that's the reason why we're in this situation. We're trying to lose weight to make ourselves better. To reward yourself with something that you can't eat. You can reward yourself with a treat if you want to, but in my head, I never used to have set treat days or anything like that, because it's just a vicious cycle that you're going to get in. On Saturday, it's my treat day. I'm going to eat everything that I want. You should just have it in moderation, use your sins and whatever clan you're on. But just take each day as it comes. It is hard. It really is hard to get started and to know yourself. You need things, but just follow people on Instagram. Follow, you know, other weight loss plans, weight watchers, there's loads, Cineworld, Slim Fast, whatever. Follow people that are in the same situation as you, and then they are your inspiration. I mean, there's so many people. Aaron's been on here, and he was my inspiration. Like when I first started in 2018, he was the first person I typed in Slimming World inspirational account on Google, and he came up, and I went over and I added him. And ever since then, you know, we've been, you know, he's obviously had a baby now, which is absolutely amazing, and you know, he's with Lucy, it's great. And but we still have, you know, he still takes his time out to message me, and the same with me. Anybody who has like messaged me, I'll always message you back, because I know how important it is to have the support. Because you might not get the support from your leader, you might not get the support from your husband or your wife. I will support you. I'm not getting paid for it, but I will support you the best that I can. And having that extra support from somebody that's been through it means so much more than somebody who hasn't, you know, like it. Sometimes I look at people that are PTs and stuff like that. Nothing against that, but sometimes they've never been as big, so they don't know how it feels to be where they are now.
Yeah.
So that's, I like it when people message me saying, I'm this, or thanks to you, I've lost half a stone in like so many weeks, and those messages are just amazing.
That's lovely. That's really lovely. And look at what you've achieved. It really is. It really is amazing. But, you know, I just feel that the weight loss is insignificant compared to the health changes that you've had. The turnaround with, you know, your mental health and your relationship with, you know, your daughter, and what you're actually giving out. You know, you're giving out such encouragement. You know, look at what Hannah's doing, and I would love to come back and interview you next year, having got to the point where you'd raise enough money to have this operation and know that you can run without this extra layers, and see this through to the end. You know, you really are an inspiration. Please just donate something towards the fact that Hannah is just offering this great service to people that really, really truly need it. And not everybody can open up about their weight loss. Not everybody can open up and be honest to be able to say, look, I can't undress in front of my husband, but look, Anna's there doing this. She's offering this out to people, and it's a great credit to you. Thank you so much for joining me today, Hannah. It's been an absolute pleasure. You take care.
And you, Claire. Thank you.
Thanks. Such another great episode from Hannah. I think when I was editing this back and listening to the conversation, you know, we've heard before, haven't we, about the walk of shame, as people describe this, going on the fair rise and not being able to fit. Every experience of this is unique to that individual person. You know, Anna, she's got a young girl, and what a treat it is for her to be able to go and enjoy these rides like she used to do in the past. 10 years she remained just being the bag holder, and now she can go with a family and enjoy these fantastic rides. I'm so pleased for it. It really is a fantastic success story, and I hope that this has helped inspire you for the week ahead. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to another episode of Slimming Stories. I've just reached 40,000 unique podcast downloads, so that's been a nice treat for me this week, a nice surprise. And the numbers keep going up. I'll keep turning up as long as you keep downloading. I think that's the deal from now on. If you're listening to this for the first time, if you're new to Slimming Stories, please hit subscribe wherever you listen to the podcast episodes, and that will really help me climb the podcast charts. And until next time, have a great week and take care.